Hey, awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another Warhammer 40k Darktide video. In this one, I'll be showcasing another psyker build. But before we get into it, I do want to remind that if we can get to 500, yes, 500 subscribers by November 12th, I'll be doing a $25 gift card giveaway. So let's get to 500. But with that said, let's get into the build. It is again a psyker build, and it is a gun psyker build. And it's not the most damaging. It's more of if you wanna be a psyker using, for lack of a better word, space magic and pew pew pew. We already know our Deimos Mark 4 Blaze Sword. I got a different one. Has pretty good damage, warp, resistance maxed, finesse, and first target. Abilities, not the greatest. I have 20% to flak armored and 20% to infested. I'll be more than likely switching infested. Uh, the blessings are not the greatest. Deflector is okay because it allows me to both block both melee and range attacks, but it also allows me to block it for less cost. Superiority is helpful, but it's not needed. But let's look at our last gun. Uh, we have decent damage, nearly perfect, great stability, great ammo, great stop power, really good. You have a lot of ammo, a lot of magazine ammo. I put increased range crit strike chance. We also have the 25 damage to carapace armor because we're going to be specializing and getting rid of the heavily armored enemies and bosses. We have Falter for 80% staggered target, staggered weapon, or on weak spot hit. I want a different one, but I can't unfortunately get the one that I want, so kind of stuck with it. But I will be switching it. And in Furnace, 4 burn stacks on critical hit to maximum of 12. That's why we try to get a little more crit chance, just to get Infernus going for a little more damage. We know our Relic course. We have wounds, max health, sprint efficiency, Order Dockett's corruption resistance. I'll probably be switching for sprint efficiency and probably switching stamina or damage resistance from snipers to sprint efficiency. Should probably doing after this. Cosmetics don't matter. I really want the full set of whatchamacallit, Pain Witch Studio Raiment, but unfortunate. But let's get into the big thing, the talents. So we have Soul Eater for replenishing 15% toughness on warp attack kill. Perilous Combustion, killing an elite or specialist enemy applies 4 stacks of Soul Blaze to nearby enemies, causing damage over time. Since we're going to be utilizing our gun to try to get rid of elites and specialists, we can try to get it on other elites and specialists. We have Quietude for replenishing 5% toughness for each 10% of the peril quelled. Battle Meditation to get 10% to quell peril, 10% curl and kill. Those are not, you can get away without them, without the Battle Meditation Quietude. You can go for something like maybe more toughness. I would not recommend Malefic Momentum, it's not the greatest. Maybe something Anticipation might be your stuff. Maybe 5% more damage reduction, more toughness. Right? But I enjoy those ones that work for me. But let's continue. We have replenished 2% or 2.5% toughness for every 10% peril generated. We have critical hits replenish 5% toughness and grant for 5% increased movement speed for 4 seconds, attack 3 times. As we try to crit as much, allows us to get more toughness and more movement speed, even for a bit. 3% warp damage for 10 seconds of critical hit, which not the greatest, but it's pretty nice, especially if you're using a sail. And we are using a sail. We also have Ethereal Shards. You have to, just so they can pierce more, and Quick Shards so they recharge faster, so you can get rid of mobs faster. We have Might in Motion. Your movement speed is not reduced while quelling perils, so if you using it in a horde, you can back up while quelling without, being slowed to a crawl. We have Prescience for more crit for myself and the allies, huge. Empathic Evasion, critical hit make you count as dodging against rage attack for a second, pretty nice. Then we went with Seer's Gaze. which is triggering Sears Gaze. While entering Sears Gaze, you get 10% damage and 20% crit chance. For every second Sears Gaze, you get 1% damage up to 30%. This effect lingers for 10 seconds after leaving Sears Gaze. While in Sears Gaze, you build up peril, but that was temporarily slowed down by enemy kills. At 100% peril, Sears Gaze ends. I have Sears Gaze, now also reduces your peril generator by 20% while active, so we can keep it for a little bit longer. And we have Endurance, which now gives us 20% more damage reduction while we're in it. In case we are getting hit by multiple stuff, we get a little more tankiness. And for a little bit after, when it lingers. We're not taking warp speed because we're not trying to run around with it. Trying to use it all, pop it when we have elites, especially the heavily armored dudes. We pop that and we shoot them down. I took Warp Rider for 20% damage from all sources based on your current peril, which we're going to have a lot when we're in Sears Gaze, allowing us to do a lot more damage to carapace and armored enemies, along with bosses or monstrosities. We have Kinetic Deflect while below critical peril. That's not necessary, you know. We have True Aim, landing 5 weak spot hits guarantees your next range attack a guaranteed critical, which really nice for monstrosities, you know, especially the slug. Shoot in the back in a pretty big crit spot or weak spot, and you can get an extra crit. We have Disrupt Destiny. Every second, enemies within 25 meters have a chance of being marked. Killing a marked enemy replenishes 10% toughness, grants 20% movement speed for 2.5 seconds, and adds precision bonus for 15. Each precision bonus grants 1% damage, 2% crit damage, and 2.5 weak spot damage, and is stacked up to 15 times. Pretty massive. We have Perfectionist. Maximum precision bonus stacks are increased from 15 to 30. So just imagine we can get up to 30% more damage, 60% more crit damage, and what is it? A lot more weak spot damage. I'm not gonna do math. I'm bad. You know. And we have now Cruel Fortune. Weak spot kills now grant 2 additional stacks of Disrupt, which is not always great because sometimes you might not get a weak spot, but it helps. You can get away with it for, you know, killing enemies marked with Disrupt Destiny have 20% chance to instantly quill 15% of your peril. You know, be nice with a sail, so you get a little bit more of that. I would not go with Empire Psionics necessarily, because having peril cost reduction, base damage increase, and some charges isn't greatest. Warp Siphoning. I wouldn't recommend using it with this. Necessarily, you could get away. Just because you're not using your Sears Gaze as often. So, it's not necessarily bad, but I wouldn't, you know, because... But if you're not going to use Sears Gaze, that might be good, because if you have, where's it at? 6 charges, you can get up to, 24% more damage for all base damage, which could be good, but not necessarily. But you might not get all the way down here, because you'd be 2, 4, 6, 7, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have to sacrifice 2, 3 points, which you can by sacrificing 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and maybe you can get away without using Perilous Combustion if you don't want to. If you sacrifice this 3 points, which will allow you to go into, you know, Puppet Master, Solidity, Warp Siphon, Inner Tranquility, you know, so you can spam your Assail a little more. Imperial Empowerment, you know, Psychic Vampiric, you know, and then War Battery. But you don't have to go with it. But that is it for this build. There will be a video at the end of it showing you, well, the full run of the build in action. So stay tuned for it. And again, if we can get to 500 subs by the November 12th, which is my birthday, I'll be doing $25 gift card giveaway. But with that said, well, enjoy the run. See you in the next one. Alright, we are doing... Press the wrong button. Silo cluster of the 18-66/A. It is tier 5 or Damnation Strike. We have 2 psychers, Ogre, and a veteran. So let's see that I can finally record this run and it doesn't fail, or I do nothing, which I've done because, well, it sometimes happens. Hoping to get a really big enemy so I can actually showcase the build. Because right now, it looks like I may only be using a sail, which is not worst, but you can see the marked enemies. As I said in the build video, I'm utilizing a sail for, well, mobbing. And the gun as you can see, for like elites. Because, well, that's what we use it for. For big enemies. And it's also a bit hard to record it because, well, random sometimes are not always the greatest players, so that's why it sometimes sucks a lot. But or I don't even, as you see. Ow.
Are you considering altering your appearance?
As you can see, I can't even get stuff killed just because the teammates are great. And I don't mean it sarcastic, I mean they're actually pretty good. Which, unfortunately, is not always the happens. You can see we're doing some damage. There we go, now we can get some more damage. You can see, since we're the only one shooting, you can see the health bar going down. So, as you can see, we did some pretty decent damage on it. So it works. So if, unfortunately, I don't get to see me or showcase much more, I apologize. But you see, I try to focus on the weak spots. Unfortunately, I was not always able to. But it happens. It happens. but it's not necessarily Auric, Maelstrom, or even Tier 5 Damnation viable, just because there are not that many skill points that are good for a gun on a psyker. Because psyker is not necessarily a gun character. Staff and space magic, yes, good amount. As you can see, we just killed the two bulwarks, or not bulwarks, sorry, two corrupted ogrins by ourselves. Pretty easy. So it definitely works, and it didn't cost us half a clip to kill each one, or a full clip to kill both. So it's viable, but definitely not like excuse me, like high tier, because you definitely want to be more support with a staff, well, not necessarily support, sorry, and be more of a mobber with your staff. Because staff you can do a lot. Void staff, void strike staff, or even I believe a trauma or force staff. Forget which one. The first staff that you get. Void strike is pretty nice. It just allows you to hit enemies from far away. Ooh. You can see we're doing decent damage along with our other people. I unfortunately messed it up. Sorry, my dude. Oh. Messed that one up a little. But we put out some decent damage on the boss. You know? I try to not spam the gun. Ow. Just because... well, fighting for ammo with people who are more spec into whatchamacallit. Ooh, almost fell down. Finding ammo for like veterans and stuff like that isn't as effective, you know, because they're specialized into it more and they can do a lot more cool stuff with it. I did use the gun right now just because the enemies are a bit far away. And getting close will require me getting hit. Poke your head. Or not. So that's why I used it. But normally I would not. If they were a lot closer. Oh. Press the wrong button. Like over here, there's not much point in utilizing a gun. You know? Utilizing this, on the other hand, is definitely a lot more useful just because of, well, they're a lot closer. And I won't have to fight enemies for the ammo. We're holding the bridge. This dude is burning them for some damage, and I'm just getting rid of them. Which is pretty nice. If I had the staff, I would use it. But
Targets identified.
I don't.
It's unusually foul.
There we go, they got the cab sniper, or scab sniper, our veteran. No, he has the perk that you can see the elites. So it's a lot easier and better for him. Where is the elevator? It's almost here. And the music, to be honest, here is pretty freaking poggers. And by the way, I work on these builds on stream. The link is down in the description. Probably should have said that in the build video, but if you're watching here, I do appreciate it. So go check out the stream and the Discord down in the description. But the elevator is almost here to where we can continue.
Delivering mercy.
And we're doing pretty good. Did a nice little slide. No. I have a friend, sorry, kind of a little off topic, that does not realize that elevators don't open this way, they go this way.
You say so.
And he's been playing for a little bit. Yeah, he's like level 13, 14, maybe 15. And he always does not realize. We had times where me and my buddies were like, we getting messed up pretty bad. And we wiped the horde barely. And he's still looking at the freaking, like, this. And it's been like 5 minutes. And it's like, bro. Gotta turn around. Ooh, even though it's small, that main team, still pretty nice. As you can see, even small stacks.
Target neutralization. The hound is slain.
Goodbye, hound. Oh, there we go. I was able to smack those dudes. Oh, thank you. Always gotta pay attention.
We can tend our wounds here. I am justice.
We didn't get to kill as much. So, get to keep our Sears gaze. And we messed it up and we get our head blown. Which is why you gotta pay attention, not do what I did. Okay, throw in the sail while you at 100 peril. Because this will happen. And you definitely don't want to do this. Luckily, we're doing okay, you know. We're not getting messed up pretty badly. But if it was like I'm one of the last people alive, then it's definitely not something you want to do. So you definitely don't want to cause your team to wipe. or cause them to have a lot harder time.
You are a gentle
You want to
soul,
try to have
associate.
as easy
You deserve better
runtime
than
as
endless
possible.
But we can still hope for better. If we do not, then change will never come. I know, Brute. Help with friends.
And boom.
Morrow's soul certainly appears to have lived a harder and longer life than his body.
And there we go. We helped get rid of some of the enemies.
That's all I care. Isolating targets.
There we go. We got large diamantine, and you can get a lot of the stuff. We have. Okay. Apparently, I didn't do much. So.
Targets identified.
We get rid of some of the elites like this, because aiming and stuff, I'm not the greatest, so I am like a grandma aiming, so it takes me ages. But just why a sail, it's pretty nice. But you know what? I want to pew pew pew, so we get to pew pew pew, and we got rid of a few enemies.
Marked. Executing. This route's one way.
Now you can see the sail a little better than when I showcased it in a full sail build.
They are many.
Okay.
Elimination section.
We have, we have a bunch of horde. And first, and if I do sometimes just go quiet, it's because this can get a little, intense for me. Not intense, I would say, but I just get a little too hyper focused.
One shot, one kill. Drowning.
As you see, we just got rid of some of the gunners and snipers from far away. I don't think we got rid of a gunner, but we definitely got rid of something.
Care about the lives of citizens. Don't forget that's why we're here.
Come on, get up. And there you go. You seen? Oh, hi, doggo. The burn stacks. They're not always there, but they're nice to have. Just for you know, just for a little extra. Ooh, did not mean to jump. We gotta.
Marked for death.
Get rid of the explosion. Or purge demonic. Do I need help?
Barrels overloading.
There we go. Sorry about that. We're in a little bit of a pickle, as you can see. We got lucky. Our dudes got picked up. Real quick, gonna reload while I have a second. But this is tier 5. It can get a lot hectic. And you can really... Okay, please. You can't really just mess up, for lack of a better word. Because if you do, that could be not great for your team. Which is why you don't see me utilizing a gun right now. Just because this is a little more effective.
Engaging multiple targets.
Ooh. But I hope. Ooh. Hopefully you've seen the build, and hopefully it's something that you want to try. If you do want to try it, or if you, dang it, if you think you found a better version or found a way to improve it, do let me know. I am more than happy to try it out. Okay, I was about to just bro it up.
I've got you, boss. Terminating.
I don't think this is the way out, but we're here. And luckily, the respawn or rescue is right over here also. So. It's, yeah, as you seen, we almost had a bad one. Luckily, Argon is pretty good player. I mean, so is everybody else. Purge the system. Please, I want to get out of here.
Sever the head, the body dies.
Oh no, my net is this way. But we still got a bit of way to go. I've lost at the end. Luckily, this is not as bad of an end. There's one mission extraction where you have to go through so much. Like, the extraction is like 3 miles away. So it's not always like worth it. And at the end of each one, you want to type GG, because that is the nice thing to do. But I hope this showcased you that this build is possible. Maybe not in in the super high, in God, I can't remember, in super high difficulties, you know, in like Auric. There you go, remember that tier 5 Maelstrom. But you can mess around with on just the regular, and, you know, have some fun if you want to try it out. But with that said, remember, 500 subs will do a $25 gift card. With that said, Don't forget Stasum. I'll see you next one. Bye bye.